For the past 40 years, to millions of people around the world, I have been known as Mr. Motivation. As a matter of fact, Lifetime Television in 1991 called me Mr. Motivation, and then they went on to say that David Essel is a top life coach in America. Now, with all of those motivational accolades, right, and you'd think that this guy would have it together and always be happy, and I got to tell you, it's not always been like that. I struggled with depression for years, and I'm going to tell you today how it started, and then we can move on from there. Take notes. Hey, if you haven't gotten this subscription, it's a free subscription, David Essel's Daily Video Boost. Go right now to talkdavid.com. Sign up for David Essel's Daily Motivational Boost, and you'll get a 3-minute video every day sent to you, absolutely free. And remember to take notes. Don't trust your brain. When I help people battling depression or getting on the other side of it, one of the things we want to do for both the conscious and subconscious mind is find out how it started. How does depression start? Well, sometimes we have role models like mom or dad who have been depressed when we were kids between 0 and 18, and we pick up their habits of isolation, overeating, drinking, smoking, etc., and we just think it's normal. It's not caused by genetics, but because we had role models that did not take care of their own depression, then we have a tendency sometimes just to follow, and then later on down the road say, well, yeah, I've been depressed because my mom and dad was. The odds of genetics being the cause of depression is only about 10% at the most. So we've got to look a little deeper. I'll never forget my depression, how I look at it now. When it started, I was 8 years of age. I was an extremely emotional child, and of course my parents had no clue how to deal with this emotional kid. I was outrageously sensitive. So there would be things that would turn me off to the world, such as rejection. I took everything very personally. Doesn't matter if it was someone I was dating from 13, 14, 16, or 18, or if I didn't make the points I wanted in a basketball game, or somehow I was rejected, I was criticized by someone. I took it extremely personally. But at 8 years of age, I found a momentary relief from my anger and rage that eventually turned into depression. And what was that relief? Believe it or not, it was strawberry jam. Now, I even have to smile here for a second saying, what the hell does that have to do with depression? Sugar numbs the brain as quickly as alcohol. If you're struggling with depression and you reach out for sugar, or you reach out for drugs, or you reach out for alcohol, there's a reason. It works short term, and I found at 8 years of age, if I ate about a half a jar of my mom's strawberry jam, that I would be feeling great. And then at 12, I was turned on to alcohol, and then at 14 to pot, and then it just went through the roof. Everything in the world I could use to avoid the emotions I didn't want to feel. That's where my depression started. It wasn't until years later that I worked with a counselor and found out that this was not a genetic event that occurred. It was my inability to deal with criticism, my inability to deal with rejection that I took so personally. And then I found ways to numb my brain. Some people do it with television. Some people do it with podcasts these days. Other people numb themselves with social media. They're on it 8 hours a day. Some people with television, conspiracy theory, radio shows. We can avoid reality in a billion different ways. Again, mine started at 8. And when I work with most people who have had depression or are struggling right now with depression, we can trace it back to exactly how and when it started, which gives us a chance to logically now start to release that depression, increase our self-care, learn how to deal with the emotions in life so we don't have to struggle the way we are right now. If I can help you, email me directly at talkdavid.com. We'll work together no matter where you are in the world, and we will find relief, okay? And don't forget to share these videos. They're incredibly important to get the message out, especially with something like depression, that it negatively affects up to 40 million people a day. Again, share these free videos. Contact me directly at talkdavid.com.